What's going on, you guys? It's your boy BatHell24 here, and I've been seeing this video quite a lot in my recommended. It's by Nick Crowley, someone who's really good with making these kind of like creepy videos. He's made darkest moments in TV history, he's made YouTube's darkest channels, YouTube's darkest videos, stuff like that. This one is on a specific topic called smartschoolboy9, an internet rabbit hole. And apparently, from other people reacting to this, this is going to get very disturbing and wild. I'm ready for this. If y'all are ready for this, I guess trigger warning, maybe? I don't know what's gonna be in this video, but I assume there's gonna be a trigger warning. I don't know, but let's go. smartschoolboy9. Flashing images zone. I do not condone harassments of any kind. Following video may contain scenes that may be upsetting and distressing to some people. Topics include So I was right about that trigger warning. I'm second guessing myself now. But this is for you guys. I'm just gonna keep this on screen here for a little bit while I say, yes, this video will include that. If you do not want to hear about that, then, this is not the video for you. Just putting that out there right now. Big trigger warning! Oh my god.
Creepy accounts pretending to be kids.
Okay.
I came across a reel randomly, and it's led me down this weird rabbit hole of people using AI or dressing up pretending to go to school. They all seem to have high heels, check images in them. Is this an age play thing or something more sinister? Literally anything helps as I keep trying to look for answers.
Okay.
This post was made to the subreddit r/Instagram by the user numeruscut792 on April 15th, 2024.
Okay.
It featured screenshots of 3 bizarre-looking Instagram pages they had encountered earlier that day, with OP expressing concern that something truly disturbing was happening with these users. And those on the thread agreed. What the actual fuck? Found all of them and blocked them all. Truth611 is seriously creepy to me. I've been trying to find more about them, but I can hardly find anything. Very weird account to say the least.
Okay, that's one of the accounts on
Instagram. The 3 accounts apparently belong to 3 different children. However, when combing through the posts, the content seems to imply something much more bizarre was afoot.
Okay.
Something truly disturbing.
Alright.
This post would be the start of a story that would eventually be picked up and shared all across the online world.
smartschoolboy9.
Notorious internet mysteries in recent memory, as these accounts revealed an unending rabbit hole that is still being traversed to this very day.
Okay.
And an ongoing investigation into one of the most depraved oddities ever found on Instagram. This is the emerging story of smartschoolboy9.
smartschoolboy9. And I also have, sponsor block enabled here, so skip over the sponsor. And let's go. Truth611.
Beautiful boy, an account looked after by me, a degree-educated mother choosing to stay anonymous. This was the bio of the first account pictured in the Reddit.
Truth611.
An account named Truth611.
Okay.
Which was said to be operated by a 12-year-old boy and his mother.
Okay.
Back in October of 2021, the duo would make their very first post, kicking things off on a somewhat concerning note, though not for their own page, but instead another account on the platform.
Abdullah Shakir.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
The video was created and posted by the mother for the sole purpose of warning others of a specific user who had been posing as a child
Abdullah
online,
Shakir.
when in actuality he was a grown man who did this in order to get close to and exploit other children across the platform.
Oh.
It's the grim reality of this online world.
Yeah.
As predators will do just about anything to get closer to children.
I mean, yeah, people will lie about their age and everything to get closer to underage people, especially kids. It's been happening a lot more, and it is kind of alarming and very disturbing because what makes a person want to do that? It's one thing to just be blatantly attracted to kids, but it's another thing to seek out said kids by posing as one yourself. It's very disturbing and it's very grim, but unfortunately that is the state of the internet that we're in. And try as we might, I don't think that anything's gonna happen to that. I truly don't think that anything is going to happen. Unless these creeps get caught by the police or caught by something else, they will continue to pose as kids to lure in other kids. I'm just saying it how it is.
And it's a reality often unrealized or even ignored by parents,
Mhm.
which makes it almost refreshing that this mother was out here trying to raise awareness.
Yeah.
These posts would become the crux of the account early on. They would call out this user and their many accounts.
Okay, so the mother is just going like, hey, listen, this is this guy's account. He's posting as a kid to learn other kids, but something about the mom's voice sounded a little weird. That doesn't sound like a mother. I'm just I don't know.
Eventually going more in depth about what this person would actually do.
Yeah.
Claiming that they had a strange perversion to dressing up as a young schoolboy.
What?
Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. This theme of calling out online predators would remain...
Evidence of when you see an account Wham6 and unnamed Golden X. And it's probably going to be a boy originally himself from the page as seen as though is Dean Menzo. There was a separate group of men, the fictitious surname. He's explaining to others that he's a man associated with other men. Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked.
However, after some time, the mother behind the account began to use the page for its initially intended purpose, to share photos of her son.
Okay.
The photos began reasonably normal.
Okay, these are normal.
Boys studying at school, accepting awards from their principal.
Okay, these are normal.
Presentations in which their
Okay.
attended.
All these are normal photos.
Boasting about how intelligent the young boy was.
Okay, looking good.
Though over time, the photos began to grow stranger.
Huh? What?
They looked
What?
almost as if they were AI generated. And
They-
on top of this,
they look
began to
edited.
appear heavily edited in an almost
Yeah.
inexplicable manner, with deep red
Oh.
lipstick often being added, which was enunciated by his face
Oh.
being turned pure white. This
I hate
uncertainty
that.
would continue from here, as with each passing
I
post,
hate that.
the photos grew less authentic and more surreal.
Oh. Mmm. Mmm. I'm already feeling sick in my stomach. I'm already feeling sick in my stomach with this. What the fuck? Just looking at this image right here scares me. Because we know that this is not a mother of a son that's posting these. At first the photos were fine, but now they're getting like entirely edited and not even real. Like, okay, what the fuck did that say? When you coastal areas, don't try to outdo the wind or the rain. These are definitely AI. This is definitely an AI. Because what the fuck does this say right here? That should say like something legible, but it's AI generated garbage. So it's like, this must be fully AI.
Until they became straight up disturbed.
Oh.
Sickening. These bizarre edits spilled over
No.
past just the images too.
What the fuck is this? Truth 611, key to childhood leadership and unusual weather. Me wearing my burgundy leadership school blazer on my second educational visit. What? This entire thing feels AI generated. Not just the photo, but the what's being written as well.
past just the images too, as the post began to appear.
I do some spawning activity. What the fuck is this? Why? My lovely and sometimes energetic son pleasantly surprises me with those. This is not even your son. This is not even your son anymore.
Here as disjointed collages, often showcasing multiple
Oh my
grotesque
God.
images and paragraphs about how much this user loved school.
It's like, oh, my son loves school. This is my son and he loves school. My son is such an overachiever.
And this wasn't the only shift either. At some point, the son behind the account began posting content that allegedly came directly from him, saying things like, "My really cool mom asked me if I'd like to post, and I said, yes please."
What?
He even shared supposed videos that he had filmed of himself, which were equally as unconvincing as his photos.
Okay.
And somehow even more chilling.
No. No. No fucking way. Oh.
The boy even shows off his singing in one of the videos.
This is all AI. It's all AI. This is literally like one of the worst Nick Crowley videos I've ever seen. And I don't mean that as in like worst as in the video's bad. Already the contents of what we're talking about are insane and already deeply disturbing. But like he said at the beginning, it gets worse. It gets so much worse. Somehow it gets worse.
Though their voice sounds off.
Yeah.
The account was overall anomalous and extremely off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
And though this content was visually alarming, another
But
aspect
why-
was even more so concerning, as over time, many of the images began to resemble CP, showcasing these fake AI children in explicit
Obviously not going to be showing this, but it's truly disgusting.
positions,
What?
with their faces sometimes even being photoshopped
What?
onto scantily dressed adult bodies.
What?
One thing is blatantly obvious about the Truth Sticks account. The supposed child behind it is not real.
Yeah, it's...
Even in the
yeah.
more passable photos at the very beginning, there is evidence to suggest that these were likely AI as well. And based on the disturbed, borderline illegal content that this page featured, it seemed more than likely that whoever was behind this page was
an
not
adult.
an innocent mother concerned for the welfare of
Was
her
it?
children.
It's an adult man. It's an adult man that's behind this.
But instead, a predatory individual themselves.
Yep.
And this
Probably an
wasn't
adult
their main
man.
account. The second page featured on the Reddit post belonged to a user named GirlChloe12 and bore
Okay.
striking similarities to Truth Sticks.
Lisa
The page was
13.
also supposedly run by a child
What?
and monitored by their parents. Bizarrely, they also posted frequently about the dangers of online predators, with the wording of these posts and the editing being essentially the exact
same as Truth Sticks.
just not as over the top.
Yeah.
These two accounts even frequently interacted with each other, thus providing a substantial link on its own.
Mhm.
But by far the most compelling link between these pages is one that is easy to miss at a glance, with that being a blatant obsession with
Boots.
high-heeled mini boots.
Huh?
These shoes were mentioned or shown in virtually every single
It was,
post
yeah.
from users. At playtime, I'm sometimes running around with my really cool heeled footwear I
Footwear.
wear with my uniform.
Heel
After
footwear.
coming home from school, education isn't over for the day once the blue blazer, gray jersey, neat tie, white shirt,
And
tailored
boots.
close-fit gray trousers, and black heeled mini boots are in the wardrobe.
Mini boots.
No matter what they discussed, school
What?
uniforms and mini boots were always a talking point, which
What?
adds confirmation to something that is already becoming apparent.
The hell?
This is fetish content.
Yeah.
Not too unlike the bizarre accounts in the Pipergate rabbit hole. Fetish content
Pipergate.
centered around children.
What is...
And what makes the Chloe
Pipergate?
account
What?
so disturbing is that AI
Pipergate.
is
What the
not
What?
used.
What's
Rather,
Pipergate?
Images seem to be of actual children.
What?
Despite this disturbing distinction, these two accounts are cut from the same cloth, and
Yeah.
all signs point to them being created by the same person. A
Okay.
person who, despite their constant warnings of the dangers of adults pretending to be children online, seems to be doing the exact same thing, as part of some sort of fetish,
Yeah.
the extent of which we'll discuss later. But for now, one thing was for certain. These pages were not run by children
Yes.
or their parents. So, who created them? Well, that brings us to our third
To the
and
third
final
one.
account shown in that initial post.
Oh no. Smart. Here we go. Smart Schoolboy 9. The name that is in the title. Let's see what this fucking creepy ass weirdo pedophile is doing on Instagram.
Smart Schoolboy 9 was much the same as the other two accounts.
Yeah.
They warned of online predators.
A mixed race schoolboy. Is that what I read? Hang on. Account looked after by mum. I'm a mixed race schoolboy. Uh-huh, yeah. Sure. Sure, you're a schoolboy. And sure, I bet your mom is totally 100% real. And definitely not a lie, because you're actually a middle-aged man doing this shit. He fan.
Two accounts. They warned of online
Freaky
predators,
ass
over high-heeled mini boots and school uniform.
nincompoop.
Posed as a child, despite clearly not being one. But Smart Schoolboy was different in one key aspect. The person behind the account was pretending to be a child,
Yeah.
but they were doing so in a much more apparent manner.
Okay.
They didn't use AI or stolen images of other kids to form
What?
their identity,
What?
and instead, they used photos of themselves.
No fucking way. No Okay, who's gonna look at this and think that this guy's a child? Who is going to look at this and think, yes, this is a 10-year-old boy who's running this account? Because to me, I look at this and I see a man that is in his 30s being a fucking weirdo and dressing up like a schoolboy. That's what I see. I see some weird fetish creep who's dressing up like a schoolboy. You know, I don't see a schoolboy. I see someone who is a freak. An absolute degen,
Posted
if
on
you
the
will.
account, we see what appears to be a fully grown man
Yeah.
dressed in a schoolboy's uniform.
Mm-hmm.
His face is painted pure white and has bright red lipstick.
Yeah, what the same kind of stuff that was going on with the previous two, where they were editing the faces to be all white and with these big red lips. You know? I'm starting to think that this guy ran those accounts, you know? I'm starting to think that Smart Schoolboy9 was the one behind Truth Sticks on the other account, you know?
He's, of course, wearing high-heeled mini
Yep.
boots.
Mhm.
Characteristics that were all utilized across the other accounts.
Mhm.
Only this time, it was done on himself, as
Yep.
he poses as a child, pretending to go to school, as well as pretending to go through other life events common for preteens. And the photos aren't
Dental
even
braces!
apart, as the account consists primarily of videos.
Oh no. What?
Oh.
School! What are you doing?
School. Hey, let me know if you like school as well.
The videos are
Yeah,
all incredibly off-putting.
He's talking with his tongue like that. He's like, I'm ready for school. That's me talking like that. Like, how? Also, he sounds exactly like the mother that was from Truth Stick, so, we caught you!
Some show him arriving home from school.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
School.
Others show him
School.
claiming to be on the bus heading towards school.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm on the bus. I'm on the bus.
School bus.
And
I'm on the
others
school bus.
showing him doing whatever this is.
What? What is he doing?
With these strange sounds and the process of
What is-
sticking his tongue out appearing to be part of his fetish.
What is bro doing? Oh! Bro's a
Like the
freak!
other accounts, his content is overtly sexual.
Bro is a
in some bizarre
freak!
way.
Oh. Okay.
In fact, there's a
Yeah.
video of him with his full outfit on, where he shows himself staring into a mirror as he appears to pleasure himself, right out of view of the camera,
What?
as he stares into his own eyes. This account is by far the most sickening part of
It
this
is.
rabbit hole, and
Mhm.
also the most important. Interspersed throughout his page are a few examples of what this individual's voice sounds like,
This is quite good.
Yep.
which just so happens to be the same
The same
voice
one.
in the very first
Yep.
clip
Truth
shown on the
Sticks.
Truth Sticks account.
Yep.
A man pretending to be a boy.
Meaning that this full-grown adult man is the one behind this entire rabbit hole.
Mhm.
He's the one on these accounts pretending to be a child
Yep.
and a mother, getting some
Mhm.
sort of sick satisfaction from whatever this is. And the worst part is, these activities aren't just kept behind closed doors. As we can see on numerous occasions, videos of him walking around outside in a public space with his
What?
full outfit and face paint on.
Why would you go out in public like this?
Look at me.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna record myself being a freak. You know, I'm recording myself being an absolute fucking freak and a menace to society, wearing this outfit, face paint, talking like this, like I'm a little boy. Like, bro, we know what you are. Okay, listen, we know about you. We know what you are. You don't need to fucking hide it. We know you're a fucking pedophile. I'm just gonna fucking say it. This guy's a pedophile. Cause it's the truth.
It's truly one of the strangest things that I've ever seen, and getting a sense of what this all is extremely difficult. But based on the information found from this first Reddit post, a few likely conclusions can be put forward. This man is clearly attracted to the idea of being a kid.
Yes.
And I think OP was correct when they speculated that this was some sort of age play thing. But it's also clearly much more than that too.
Yeah.
As based on the images that he's created himself, he clearly has some sort of attraction to other children as well, as he's quite literally created faux CP.
Obviously.
Which is so disturbing that I can't even really describe it here. He's creating fetish content.
It's AI generated stuff, which is still fucked up. Okay, I don't want any of you in the comments telling me that because it's AI, it's all fine. No. You are weird if you say it's fine because it's AI. Even though it's AI, it's still fucked up. It is still insanely fucked up. Real CP or AI CP, it's CP no matter what. And it's fucking weird, and it could get you arrested. Scratch that. It will get you arrested. Yeah.
Some children that are clearly very real people to do so. That much is obvious. But there was also the possibility that he was pretending to be a kid in order to exploit other children across the internet.
Okay.
At this point, though, this was merely speculation, with much of the smartschoolboy9 case remaining a mystery. And the rabbit hole was only getting deeper from here.
Oh boy. Community.
Months after this rabbit hole was introduced to the online world, the story began to be shared all across the internet, most notably on the r/internet mystery subreddit, where the case really took off. There, internet sleuths began on.
So I'm guessing Pipergate was something very, very similar to this, where instead of being on Instagram, it was on YouTube. And it was adults pretending to be kids on YouTube. I don't know if that's right. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but what I'm getting from this is that Pipergate was essentially the same thing, except on YouTube, which I hope was taken care of.
Vast this web of accounts actually was, as it wasn't just these 3 pages.
Okay.
There seemed to be over a dozen, and likely
What?
even more that we still haven't found, as he's created his own sort of community, his own little world, where across each page he pretends to be a child. These accounts typically following each other and frequently interacting, seemingly to make these characters appear as though they have real friends.
You are freaky.
On one of these pages, 12 Stockwell Joanne, he poses as a 14-year-old girl,
Oh.
using more AI images to depict the
Ew.
positions of this manufactured child, which I obviously am not going to show here.
Thank
Much
you.
like his Chloe account, he also shows images of very real young girls. But this isn't the
What?
most concerning part of this account,
Okay.
as on numerous occasions he's shown images of children at a playground.
What? Oh
which
my
he may have
god.
taken himself. This fantasy of being a schoolgirl and taking part in these school-centric activities is something carried over throughout multiple of his accounts, with his most common alias being Stephanie, of which he has numerous different
Stephanie
accounts featuring that same
Stansfield.
name.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie. I'm totally not a middle-aged man who's pretending to be a kid to get close to other kids. No, I'm not. Not at all. I'm Stephanie. I'm a 13-year-old. No, you're fucking not. No, you are not.
This Stephanie character claims to be a 12-year-old aspiring poet, with accounts all across the internet.
Stephanie
many of which showcase
Stansfield.
examples of her poetry, which carries on those same distinct sexual undertones. I race to complete my poems when I've got an early start. Heart racing, mixed rhythm, maximizing miracle, rice with rap, non-rap, Mike Ellington, London syllables. Dancing though, I know my underwear might show if I lean forward.
What? Huh? Good.
Stephanie Stansfield.
Good. You write a fucking weird poem like that and they end it with good. That's like if a murderer explained how you want to kill multiple people in a poem and then ended up with great, awesome, cool, I can't wait. Yeah. Yippee.
Well, but digging even deeper, her poetry has even seemingly been featured in various articles and even newspapers, showcasing that this rabbit hole extends far past just the online world. This act is clearly their obsession. He's been doing this for years, with the earliest examples that I could find coming from all the way back in 2018. And this Stephanie character seems to be his go-to alias, embodying it in even the literal sense.
Ooh. Oh no. Oh no.
As in one of his many pages
My
dedicated
God.
to the Stephanie character, he dresses as her, wearing a wig and a dress, as he
Of
pretends to be a
course.
12-year-old girl.
Of course. Of course he would.
Almost immediately after this case began gaining traction, the true magnitude of this rabbit hole was revealed. Across every single account are countless depraved posts and oddities that all could warrant discussion.
Yeah?
By far the most important discoveries were those that didn't actually occur on his own page,
Yeah?
and rather the pages of other actual children.
Oh no.
Do you like school? I do. It is
Supposed
good.
to go right on?
You have some cool shirts, but I have to wear school uniforms to
Oh
school.
my
It is
God.
nice, but casual isn't allowed, and it's quite hot here in the UK, as the month of June suddenly got warmer. These are two examples out of many that show smartschoolboy9 reaching out and attempting to befriend young children online. In one comment, he even warns a child about other comments from bad people, stating that it happens to most boys in our age group, but stay safe.
In our age group, he says. In our age group, he says. Sure, buddy. Sure. Because everyone totally believes that you're a little boy. Sure. You know, why don't you tell us more about your school day, Smart Schoolboy 9? Did you have any homework that you needed to do? Did you have any clubs to go to? Maybe have a talk with your friends?
Made by creeps. This is our best evidence that these accounts weren't just made for age play. No, he's actually posing as a child in order to make friends with other children.
But
And given his
who's gonna fucking believe that this is a 12-year-old girl? Like, look at this image right now, and I want you to tell me in the comments, timestamp this exact point wherever this is in my video, and comment if you have never seen this person before and you saw this image. Would you think that this is a 12-year-old girl? Because I'm gonna say no. This looks like a middle-aged man pretending to be a girl, pretending to be a little girl. This does not look like an actual girl. And that's fucked up.
Overtly sexual interests and aversion to CP, it's not hard to gather why he was doing this. And these examples are only what we found so far.
Ooh.
It's possible that there are dozens, or who knows, maybe even hundreds.
So this is still ongoing then?
Hidden on unknown children's accounts. This is predatory behavior.
Mm-hmm.
The man behind Schoolboy9 is a predator.
Yep.
And in case there was still any doubt of whether or not this was a sexual thing, here's what he had to say about being a 13-year-old
What?
girl.
I mean, I'm not gonna read this as well. You can read this yourself. I'm reading in my mind. I hate it. I absolutely despise it. I'm not even gonna read this out. I'm not even going to read it out. You can read it in your mind yourself. And you can realize how fucked up this is. Because why would you say something like this? Why would you do this? Why would you say something like this? This is an apparent 13-year-old saying this, by the way. He's posing as a 13-year-old. And he has the audacity to pull this. I hate it. I hate everything about this. And I'm gonna get this off my screen now.
But have his tactics actually worked?
Hopefully
The
not!
frightening thing is, no one knows if he's actually been successful or not.
Hopefully
Or
not.
what specifically he's looking for. We just know that he's trying to reach kids.
Hopefully he
as evidenced not
didn't.
only by his comments, but by the fact that he's solely following children on all of these pages. And though it's easy to look at these accounts and know that something is off, for children, it's not that simple. Especially when there's pages showcasing photos of actual kids. Which brings up another frightening detail.
Okay.
Many of the images he's used of children have not been traced back to their original creator, and
Oh.
some seem to appear for the very first time online publicly on this man's pages,
Oh,
which might mean that he
no.
was sent them privately.
What?
There's even one image that David posted on his schoolboy account, which shows another kid that he claimed to be on a playdate with. Though it's impossible to say if this is real or not. Or
Okay.
maybe we just don't know for sure. Though given the fact that he's reaching out to children, posting fetish content centered around children, and has even potentially photographed kids in the wild, one thing is for certain: Smart Schoolboy9 needs to be stopped.
Yes, he does. Unmasked. Oh, we get to see who exactly this fucking creep is?
Finding this man and reporting him to law enforcement quickly became top priority for those investigating.
Please tell me that we found out.
Luckily, he left several glaring clues behind that made this process a whole lot easier. On numerous occasions across his many pages, he would post images and videos of specific locations, even showing streets and mentioning very particular areas in his poems,
Alright.
all of which centered around the London area,
Okay.
immediately giving us an idea of where he was located.
So he probably would listen to
And
London.
that wasn't all. I mentioned how the alias of Stephanie was one that he used more so than any other.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that there was another name used just as often across his account,
Okay.
brought up time and time again, though it's a name that he never seemed to call any of his characters. Instead, he simply referred to this person as a stepbrother, or
Yeah.
a father, or even a friend from school, despite never actually picturing him,
Okay.
just mentioning his name.
David.
And sure enough,
His
after
name
connecting
is
the
David.
dots, it would be revealed that this person's
Yeah.
actual name was in fact David.
David. David Alter.
With a man being 59 years old.
I knew that he looked like a middle-aged man. I wasn't fucking lying. I looked at him and I was like, yep, that's a middle-aged man. Even before we saw photos of him, I said, you are a middle-aged man doing this stuff, and he was more than middle-aged. Bro's fucking unk status doing this shit, bro. My god. Jesus.
At the moment, it doesn't appear that David had any past criminal convictions or documented history of this behavior.
Oh.
But we do know that thanks to the investigation done on Reddit and Discord, he is currently being investigated by local authorities.
Good.
Which will hopefully put an end to his online behavior.
Good.
And shed some more light on who this person actually is. As for the time being, the only other information that we really know about David is that he likes to write poetry and he makes music.
Okay. What?
Running trail. Go back in time.
What? I hate that.
And his name also appears in a random newspaper, where he's discussing the importance of kids wearing school uniforms.
Oh,
And that's
bro.
really all we have at the moment. Though there is one very important aspect that we have yet to talk about in relation to this man, with that being David's mental state. Some believe that David is a mentally unwell individual who potentially doesn't know the extent of what they are doing. Now, even if this is the case, his behavior still needs to be stopped.
Yes.
He needs to be given proper help to assure that no one else gets hurt by his actions. But it is important to note that David is far more intelligent than he lets on, as his personal account shows that he is fairly well-spoken and articulate. And throughout his problematic content, most of his bad grammar and strange verbiage seems to be his attempts at more authentically trying to replicate a child. But it's impossible to know for sure. But what we do know is that David is extremely manipulative.
Yes.
With his response to the situation and other clues littered across his accounts, showing us that he seems to know what he's doing.
Oh?
And he knows that it's wrong.
The response.
Since the exposure of David's accounts, he hasn't silently slithered away like most other predators would. Instead, he's actually responded on more than a few occasions, lashing out to those who have DM'd him, calling them the perverts and predators. He even left a comment on his Joanne account seemingly directed at himself, writing, "You are really fat. And if that's your name, David, be honest with yourself. You're 50, as you said elsewhere. You reply to me, a girl, as if I'm your buddy? No chance ever." This is something David does all the time.
Okay.
It's projection, and it started all the way back at the beginning of this rabbit hole.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
And he continued posting these predator exposés, along with other warnings about predators on the internet across every page he made, each of which being hyper-specific to his own predatory ways and fetishes. The things he accuses others of are blatant projections of his own dark vices. And I can think of two reasons why. Number one, that this makes his account look safer to other parents and children. It gives the appearance that he's not another internet creep because he's actively calling them out. It's a way to build trust in order to befriend and exploit kids. And number two, he knows what he's doing is wrong. And this is his bizarre way of self-reporting, probably to make himself feel better about what he's doing. And it's obvious based on just how accurate these claims against others are to him. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school?
Yes.
Yeah. And these claims are made over and over again, as each time he calls someone out, he's further exposing himself. Which becomes more concerning when you realize that these projections seemingly aren't strictly pedophilic.
Huh?
Within those eerily familiar expose posts he made on Truthsticks 11, he
Yeah.
mentions how this user not only wanted to exploit children online, but they wanted to kill them as well.
What?
As he mentions that
Wait, hold on. Cannibalism, hatred, active. What? Killing in ritual. 34 AC indicates the 34 others that. What? What?
this user has
Huh?
a deep interest in cannibalizing kids,
What?
and even performing ritualistic sacrifices on them. And based on how accurate all of the other exposures are to himself, I have no reason to believe that this isn't part of his MO as well, as crazy as that may sound. This also seems to coincide with some of the content he's posted that I can't show you, as some of these photos show children edited in contorted positions, including some where he's added what appears to be rope to give the illusion that they're tied up. And what makes this even more disturbing is that on his accounts, he's posted numerous photos in the vicinity of schools.
Location's
on
only 1
nearby
block
school
away.
trails, and even some where he discusses what time school starts and ends, saying that he likes to be awake and ready for it.
What?
There's even photos that show other children outside from a distance, almost as if David was stalking them. This is highly concerning, even if we don't know truly
Brother,
what versions give.
Brother, Brother,
He is still far too close to children, which is perfectly encapsulated by this photo of him on a school playground during the day. And with his disturbing desires, I don't even want to imagine what he's capable of. Which brings us to the final piece of content that I need to talk about.
Yeah.
chasing another boy running in heel mini boots.
Mini boots.
This was the text shown on screen during a short video posted onto one of David's many accounts.
Okay.
And in the video, we see the man pointing the camera at himself, showing his full face of white makeup and red lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
This video is edited more egregiously than any others I've seen
It
on
is.
this page, with multiple explicit images and huge emojis covering the majority of the screen. Though just barely enough of the footage can be seen that shows David as he turns the camera around, revealing a young boy.
What? Had added a few seconds out, which explains the jump cut. Okay.
Who he then proceeds to chase after.
Oh.
All the while.
Oh.
Whether
Ew.
this was an edited video or a real occurrence, we don't currently know. David's doings are a mystery that will take some time to unravel, and my hope is that law enforcement will be able to follow through and help shed some
And I hope
light on this
video goes out to more people that will then investigate David Alter and report him to the authorities in London, because holy shit.
finally put an end to his twisted behavior. But at this point, only one thing is for sure. The story of smartschoolboy9 is far from over.
Yeah, it is. All information shown in this video has been archived and sent to law enforcement who have been investigating this case for the past few weeks. Please do not attempt to contact David, as that may interfere with their investigation. What the fuck? Oh, well that was fucked. I feel even worse than humanity after that. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go watch something wholesome for once. Goodbye.